playing the way they did the past couple of days, that it might be difficult for them to get a win in these next 2 series. Like, these next 2 are going to be hard. But we did ask you guys on Twitter who you favor going into this matchup. Is it Splyce? Is it Optic? First response from Chris, Optic take it. Dashy is coming with that fire. Yeah, I mean, specifically in hardpoint, he has been nuts, especially when you look back to Monday. From Isaiah, Splyce in 4. Tim and Jared are just outperforming Scump and TJ at this moment in time. If Optic sub-duo steps it up, though, it could go either way. Is that for you, that sub matchup? Is that the massive part of this?
I think everybody's watching Scump and TJ and how they're performing. I think that's the biggest difference maker from Vegas to now.
The final one from Jay. Optic 3-1, losing the control. Dashy drops 7K on the hard point for the win. Yeah, he's got the potential to do that. We just saw Slasher drop, what, 7,300 in the game 1. Dashy, a guy that's got the potential to hit that 8,000 mark. But they've needed him at hardpoint. Like, it feels like he has to be lights out to bail them out of certain scenarios.
But they have a very similar guy on the opposite side of the stage in Temp. Like, you're gonna get Dashy. You're gonna get Dashy. You need the other guys to step up, and I think it's the same thing for Splyce. You're gonna get Temp, but is Aqua gonna have series? Is Karma gonna have a good series? I just feel like your stars are gonna perform.
So you're kind of putting the stars to the side and looking at who's next.
Yeah, you had, like, I just think those guys are gonna perform very well because they always do. That's why there are stars right now. It's on the other guys, I think, to sort of really start to step on up and perform. But the interesting thing for Splyce, you know, since Fort Worth, I think JP said, or including Fort Worth, Splyce hasn't been, like, dominant.
Oh yeah, what was that? Hold on.
They were like 10-9 in hardpoint, 7-6 in S&D. They've had a ton of close series. It's not like they're blowing people out of the water.
Yeah, you're right.
The distance in series.
What's interesting is when you're 50-50, you're 50-50 in 2 of the major modes. I mean, we were playing, those are 4 out of 5 games.
They're going the distance.
So you're 4 or 5 game series basically constantly, which I think is what a lot of us expect from this series. But I was actually surprised. You know, we hit him up, asked for some stats. When he showed me that, I was like, wow, I guess I expected to be better.
Well, think about before Fort Worth, Splyce didn't have the best pro league.
That's true.
And then thinking about going into Fort Worth, it was just like, I don't know. You know, Splyce going like game 5 and winners round 1 against Denial. It just seems like these two have been really going, or sorry, Splyce has really just been going the distance in series.
Well, we just ended things on a Hacienda in our last series. We're going to start it off here, and it is a bloodbath. 3 go down for Optic Gaming, 1 team kill in for Splyce, but Optic hasn't been able to find a kill yet, and that's going to be early control of the hard point, and now it'll be pressure over to Rock for Optic.
Yeah, accuracy trying to lock this down with that ICR, and while they're just going to run right into him, he's able to find 2 and tries to stay alive, but Dashy able to find a couple of kills. Looney, though, has been alive on this hard point the entire time as he finds nearly 20 seconds, so some good early time for Splyce.
There's going to be a 1-on-1 in the back, though. It's Crim6 going up against accuracy. It's a big one for the back spawn, the slide, the ADS, and Crim6 able to take that. They also have a presence over at Rock. That's Karma on the other side of things. Scump will now have to pick it up with the combination of TJ in through that mid-cut to try and shut down those incoming spawns at Rock. But things looking good for Optic early, at least when you shift focus over to Garage. But a couple of kills for Splyce are easily answered on the other end with a pair from Optic Gaming, which will allow them to solidify their hold on this hard point. That's a tough gunfight for accuracy.
Yeah, accuracy was pretty accurate right there as he's able to find a couple of nice shots, and that'll open up those lanes for his teammates to at least get pushed up towards water. Jordan now able to hit the staircase as he's going to flame TJ, but all of his teammates go down at the front. So a good hold here for Optic. So far, so good.
Yeah, it's been perfect thus far. Scump now with some accurate shots behind this. The SOG trying to find whatever else he can, but there are multiple players pushing him out in the back. So despite the fact that Optic get the first 30 or so seconds, Splyce with a chance to get the final 20 and push out the lead. Basically what it started off with after our central hard point. Now as we go over to this kind of well rotation to fences, Karma does win his first one-on-one. There's 2 more players present here though, and Karma gets one. Another one comes, the challenge takes that as well. 3 in a row for Karma, and big ones at that to open up that side of the incoming hard point.
And if we can, obviously Karma's on the street, but I want to see if TJ, what he's running, because I think I saw him with a Maddox. And then I think Scump has the solo SOG. So there's been some, you know, Scump should run the third Maddox, you know, on a map instead of running 2 SOGs.
Well, he was at Fort Worth.
And now it's TJ. So it looks like Scump running the only SOG right now.
we'll keep an eye on that over the course of this map and this series. We'll see if it's a map-dependent thing or more what we're going to see from them throughout it. But Temp, right now, 150 off of streaks. He's got 5 kills in a row. Trying to work with his teammate to pick up Scump has gotten him weak, but Scump now a chance to shut down both. And he's going to do just that. Nice play from Scump inside connector, making sure Temp doesn't get streaks and also just locking down that portion of the map for his squad. Now over to Rock we go, and it's Looney and Water.
Yeah, this is just so even. I mean, just looking at the score, but also just sort of the kills on both teams, just so back and forth throughout this game so far.
Aqua will be the next man up from Splyce to try to find the entry. He's got multiple players to go through. Elise gets dashy, but the trades seem to be there, and that's a 2-piece from TJ to shut it down and retain control. But now everybody flying out. The grapple goes over the top as he drops, though. Once again, the supporting players from Optic Gaming able to hold. And they just did a good job. I mean, yes, there's been 1 kill that's come in from Splyce. You think there's an opening, but Optic just hold time and time again.
But it starts with TJ. And again, I want to keep bringing it out because even when you're running through Maddox's, typically for Optic, it was always Scump. Really just, since, they had to substitute with Zuma, he was the one guy running it. But now he has Scump on the SOG, and TJ performing pretty well with a lot of engagements as well with the Maddox.
And Karma's been on this streak for ages now, 10-5, and he's very close to streaks. We saw Temp come up a little bit short. Scump, I think, instantly melees there, and he's going to get punished by accuracy. But now the streak chance, and there it is. Lightning in, challenges the second, the third over the top. But the damage is done to at least pick up the streaks, and the trades go in the favor of Optic Gaming. That'll get them right into the hard point. And what was a very close game just a moment ago has been a nice lead for Optic Gaming as they retain the final hold at Rock and get set up in our first hard point in the second set of rotations.
Yeah, it was 53-53 at one point, going towards that Rock dash, He's able to control these top halls, top lobby, but Splyce still in the hill. Remember, they did a pretty good job on that first one. Just get his, about 20 seconds. We'll see if they can find any more time. But in terms of rotation, you already have Karma back lobby, just making sure they win rotation in garage.
And they'll let Splyce get the tail end of time here. Scump's going to pop the TAC 5 to deal with the opening wave from Splyce. Scump pushes out Aqua. It's TAC 5 on either end of things. Who will be the last team standing? So far, it's Optic. It's a split spawn that comes in for a moment. But now everybody going to be spawning deep. All five going to be at back statue to try for this next break, and that's going to be cue for Karma to call in the lightning strike. He gets 2. Dashy's Tempest also in play. So you're investing some of your utility here to lock it down, and so far, so good. Nice shot from Dashy.
He's trying to find any more, but really that just starts, that hold starts with that lightning strike. They knew exactly where they had Splyce. We'll see if he can connect with any more, able to do so. And in that tail feed, somehow the hip fire comes through on the Looney. He's quick.
It's the Vegas Tempest all over again. That was a wild one. You don't see too many mid-range tip fire shots out of the Tempest, but if someone's going to get it done, it's going to be Dashy. Now he's 225 off streaks. You still have the Hellstorm on Karma, who's sitting double positive at 16 and 8. Him and Dashy really leading the way, but as I say, that Scump was on a 5 streak of his own at 16 and 12. So where it was even in the slaying department what seems 2 minutes ago, it was even in the scoreline just a couple minutes ago, Optic has blown it open.
Yeah, this is going to be a big hold for Splyce to try to get back in this game, but you still have the Hellstorm on Karma. And well, he's going to call it in. We'll see what he can connect with. It doesn't matter. He's able to force Aqua and accuracy inside. So his teammates find those kills, but it's Jerd with the grab slam.
Yeah, he knows they're coming.
Yep.
He's like, guys, they know we've funneled in here. We're stuck in here, but one way to get out, it's behind the grab slam. But Karma continues to go on a tear. 18 and 9 now for him. TJ follows it up with the Maddox, and now an opportunity for him to get streaks as he's 220 off. Won't happen though, but he has the grab slam ready and available. 80-point advantage right now for Optic Gaming. Karma dipping and diving inside, snaps back, gets some help, finishes the kill. 4 in a row. He's been on several streaks throughout the course of this game. Another big one here.
Yeah, him and Dashy going off for Optic, but I mean, we talked about TJ and Scump and how they are performing, and this is really what you need from these guys. You don't need anything special when you have sort of Dashy on your team in the form that he's been in. He just, needs a little bit of help, go around even, and these guys are going to be fine.
And what's tough for Splyce, I mean, not only is nobody really stepping it up, but the guy that usually Mr. Reliable and Temp isn't having a great game as well, so they're just being shut down really over kind of that mid-period of the game where Optic took over. There has been nothing easy for Splyce. As the lead pushes out to almost 100, and Karma a chance to get his second set of streaks. 6 in a row right now for him, 50 off the lightning strike, and here's his chance to get him. At least gets the 1 kill he needed to get the lightning.
Plus TJ with the grab slam as well. Nice kill on the Looney, now just staying alive. Tried to use the grab slam. I think he was trying to go around the corner, but was a little bit weak. 3 kills come in for Splyce. But still, Optic, they only need 40 more seconds to close out game 1.
We just saw Jin G make an incredible run against 100 Thieves in this map to bring it back.
Can happen. I mean,
Splyce will need to do something similar.
You don't have a ton of specialists on the side of Optic. You have War Machine on attempt. He's going to invest it right away. Try to just get some time on this initial hill. Not able to connect with much. See if Aqua,
anything, really.
See if Aqua and Looney can try to lock down open side of the map. As I say that, TJ and Dash able to find a kill. And TJ's continued. I mean, I don't know when I've seen how long it's been since, like, I've seen TJ in the kill feed with, like, two kills at a time. Having a much better game here.
A good confidence map for him, that's for sure. But as we say, that 4 drop for Optic Gaming. But the early rotation to Garage has been Optic. The first 2 times through. You do a vision pulse in from accuracy. You think that's going to make it a bit easier to go ahead and get set up. Looney's going to wait patiently in water. There's still 3 members from Optic Gaming kind of set around the backside, 2 towards Old. TJ will get cut down. Dashy knocked down to 10 HP, but can finesse to get back. As I say, he slides back in, though, and drops. But if the comeback happens for Splyce, it happens here. This is where you need the strong hold, because you need all this time, because if you get the fences, you have the lightning on Karma. A really good opportunity to break there. Jordan accuracy, really the 2 remaining players inside did their best, but
they're able to find 4. There's only 1 player left, but Optic have those close driveway spawns so they can flood on in. Lightning strike in from Karma. That's going to be towards the front of the hill, at least stagger the push for Splyce.
20 more points now needed for Optic. George tried to hit fire, but Scump ready and waiting. Dashy there to work with him as well. They can close it out here. Splyce have got to get, look how far out they're spawning. They had a player push up kind of water side of rock. They had back statue control, and there's the final tick. Optic Gaming with a convincing map 1 victory. It took them a while to get rolling, but what they did, it was a flood through Splyce.
Yeah, I mean, it was 50-50 at one point, and then Optic doubled their score, kept that lead. Karma goes on a big couple of streaks, you know, able to earn those score streaks as well, just helps snowball that situation. But just across the board from Optic Gaming, everybody played so stealthy.
Well, yeah, you said Dashy, he's going to get his, who's next up, and really everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody had a monster game, and then on the side of Splyce, I don't think there's anyone you can target. It just from a stat standpoint really went off. I mean, Temp had a slow game. Everyone did kind of around him. I think they need him to really kind of take over in that role, but it's a tough matchup for him. I mean, you're going against some superstars on the side of Optic Gaming.
Well, plus two, obviously everyone sort of has their, you know, their own style to Hacienda and some maps where you still stick with 2 SOGs. On the other side, you might run an extra Maddox, and I think Temp is, you know, still running that extra SOG with Splyce. So what's happening is if his ARs aren't getting a lot of kills, it's tough for him and Jer to get in a certain position.
Well, especially when we saw Optic Gaming more often than not having early control, too. Like, it makes it even more difficult, because it's one thing to go against maybe a pre-aim SOG, but a Maddox at that medium range, it's just so tough. And I think it really stood out on this particular hardpoint at Garage, too, especially the first times through. I know Optic were able to ultimately close it out here in the final hardpoint, but they did a lot of their damage in Garage.
Yeah. Well, they had a nice break right here as they were able to get on in. I thought Jordan accuracy were going to bring it back.
Karma had like 2 minutes in the hardpoint as well. I mean, he really had a monster game. 26 and 15, 2 minutes there. Phenomenal stuff from him, and Optic Gaming are able to take the map 1. Scump, the lone SOG on that game, actually sat down with Jess before we kick things off. Let's hear his thoughts.
Thanks, Clint. That's right. And what Scump told me was that, quote, we're playing down to other teams instead of playing to our potential, which I found interesting just because they've been having such a great week, but he is still being so critical on the team. He really wants to finish off the week with that 4-0 to head into London on a high note. And he says that Optic's main concern right now is their control. He said if we can fix our control, get it where we need to be, we can consistently 3-1 any team. From Splyce, I spoke with Temp, and he said that yesterday's loss was a fluke. He said we're lagging. That's kind of what they've been saying every time they're not playing as well as they think they should be. We're lagging. And in general, he's got kind of a laid-back attitude here. He's not beating himself up too much about the loss, saying at the end of the day, this is practice. He said, with this match versus Optic, we want to win it, we need to win it, but at the end of the day, it's just practice for those open events like London. Well, let's see how the rest of the series goes, though. Joe and Clint, back over to you guys.
Yeah, I can see, you know, kind of from what you hear from the two players, you can treat some of those other matches, you play down to your competition. We've said that over the years. That's true in sports, true in esports. It happens from time to time, but for this matchup, yeah, this is more of a barometer to kind of see where you're at. Like, you've got to bring it all here, but you were a player. Like, you just don't like to hear that, it kind of seems like. There's two different attitudes on the stage. Like, I feel like Optic wants to make a statement, and Splyce is like, I didn't expect to hear that from Temp.
Yeah, okay. Like, if anyone's going to talk trash and say, like, I don't know, like, we'll smoke these guys, it's Temp.
You just want a little more confidence maybe on that side?
Yeah, but I don't know how much confidence they have right now. Like, honestly, I know they just got, you know, top 2 again. But again, going into the event, even at the event, now even this week, like, they've dropped some series. Like, they have not been dominant whatsoever. They have survived. Like, Splyce has survived and getting into the place that they need to. But it's not like they've been running teams over.
Yeah, it's not like Optic's running Vegas where they drop 4 maps. It's a lot of drop maps, a lot of hotly contested series. And now they've got to bounce back after the map 1 loss. They're going to be aggressive here on defense towards the A site. The aggression going to pay off with the first blood for Aqua. He's traded out almost immediately. Crim nearly lines up too, but can't finish it. Optic going to have to tuck their tails and run for now. Scump almost gets a kill and gets away with his life to even it at 3-3. Nice shot still from Karma. I think he's feeling it right now.
So 2 versus 2 now. Bombs down though in a tough position. Well, TJ, though, able to win the one-on-one against Temp, gives them the man advantage.
Karma wins a one-on-one, TJ wins a one-on-one, now you've got advantage.
But, Jern might have caught some great timing behind these players with that SOG. I don't think he has to shoot there. TJ just gets around the corner.
A little trigger discipline. I need a little more trigger discipline, and maybe he can make the play. Still a chance to do it, though, with 30 seconds remaining. Optic have got to get this bomb down. Cluster in.
By time, yeah.
They're going to plant behind the cluster. He's got this frag. Can he connect with it? Oh, maybe. Just maybe. Looks like they're both able to dodge. No damage actually done. They're in both corners. Good luck, Jerd. He slides in. There is not a prayer. He would have had to get lucky.
One more second. If he cooks that one more second, he might get both there. That was close.
He's had to, the push came in, though. He kind of panicked, had to toss it.
Yeah, I mean,
this is where it really started for you. This one-on-one win versus Looney, like, he just smoked him. That fight is what really brought it back for Optic, and then TJ's one-on-one with Temp. I'm surprised because TJ tagged up Temp really. I think he hit him heavy, and Temp got away with his life. And I guess once we hopped off, Temp re-challenged.
I think they were just like trying to rotate. I don't think they thought TJ would just stay there, but really TJ's position was just to help Karma get that bomb back.
Underwater warfare. Aqua and Crim are out here. Crim trying to spot him, and he does it.
Has cold-blooded on.
Looney gets a kill at the same time. Dashy picks one off bomb as soon as the plank goes down. It's going to be a 4v1 advantage with accuracy, the last man standing. That'll be traded out almost instantly. Tons of time for the defuse and a clean round from Optic. I mean, that fell apart basically as soon as the bomb got planted.
We've seen that. That is not an easy sight. Even if you can get the bomb down, it's just not. It's not easy to defend. When all the map position goes the way of Optic, I mean, you're hoping Aqua can win the one-on-one versus Crims.
Well, that round
goes to worry about water.
That goes very differently if that one-on-one goes the opposite way.
Saw the crossfire come in. I mean, Crims just inside of that boathouse shooting the guy off bomb, which just gives position for Dashy now, and just good teamwork from Optic.
You like what you're seeing so far in the search and destroy, but still a ways to go. Let's get into round 3. Optic back on the offensive end of things. Someone's got to pick up the bomb. It'll be Karma that's going to grab it. And that's most likely because he's 175 off streaks right now.
Crim going back to water. But the rest of Optic Gaming playing very slow right now. You have the bomb carrier all the way in the spawn. That's Karma. TJ just lurking through bottom secret. Trying to find anything. Looks like Jerd is hunting him down, able to find that first blood. This gets difficult now to go towards that B side we just talked about for Splyce.
Well, looks like Karma is watching that flank with the bomb, hoping maybe he can get somebody trying to push through on the flank.
See both of these guys like trying to find the shadows. Just swimming back and forth. I see you, and there we go. Krim able to bring it back.
That's twice he's been able to win it. Dashy's going to hit a stun as well. Instantly challenges, but will get cut down. I guess it didn't hit the second player there.
Well, even so, like, we've seen that time and time again. I know there's...
You can win the fight, but he got lasered, I think.
Yeah, there is a brief moment, I understand, even with TACMAS, where that hand goes up, but it's a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
People are thinking.
I thought he had an extra second there, but maybe not.
Krim now on the flank. Krim on the flank, able to find Temp, and Aqua just at the fence. And Krim with a game-changing play once again, but can Looney clutch on up? Doesn't matter, finds the bomb player.
But he killed Karma, and Karma was 175 off streak. So, yes, you're still losing 3-0. It's not looking good, but you at least able to kill Karma, because they're just thinking, get that bomb down, get the extra 100 points, then maybe they can set up Karma to get the kill at the tail end of it to get him streaks, but Looney able to push and drop him. But Krim, I mean, he once again has dominated water. It's like SEAL Team Krim 6.
SEAL Team Krim, okay, I like it.
Yeah. He wins that, and that's what opens up the flank. See if Splyce can get a round going. Even though, Karma drops a little bit short of streaks. Now it's Krim's turn to maybe get some going. He's at, 5-1 right now, 250 off streaks. Accuracy of Splyce, though, patrolling this top hall. We'll see one jump across the top bar. Last time they got this planted, things just fell apart instantly, but last time they also got first blood, and this time it's accuracy that's able to do it.
Able to find it. Has to be careful. Dash, he peeked it from down low. Actually, now trying to... Well, there's the rotation on Splyce. I said maybe trying to just sort of catch Splyce in a weird situation. Can TJ, though, find a kill? Able to find Looney, but the trade's instantly there. He didn't plant it yet.
I thought he was just going to hop down and get it in instantly.
Wait. What?
Oh my God, Jerd couldn't finish the kill, and Dashy makes him pay. Will that one kill be the difference? 2v3 now, make it a 2v2. Scump with a chance at a one-on-one, and he's gonna have to back down. Now it's Krim, set up in the back with the ICR. He got all the information in the world. Scump's gotta go. He's there for the trade. Last player gets dropped. Optic get it done, and Jerd got smoked.
I know Jerd got smoked, but I don't understand how the bomb's not planted right away.
I thought he was gonna grab it and get it instantly. I thought he was gonna grab it and plant it instantly.
Like, Jerd can still make that play and get all that information.
And those are
same way.
And like mid-range shots, but I know the Saw can get away from it, but you got to get that kill.
But that round is different.
If they just plant it.
They just plant the bomb right away.
And sometimes, it's easier for us, obviously, because we can see the minimap. We see where people are rotating. Maybe they thought there was going to be earlier pressure there. The rotation came in faster, so they just want to pick up you. Or maybe a call-out came in from Jerd that someone might peek it and they didn't have eyes on. I don't know. For us, obviously, we're omniscient as we can see everything, but I was just like, all right, get it down quick. And then he just held you. But might just be one of those situations where we just have a lot more information than them. I don't know. First blood to TJ. 4-0 advantage. Krim has won 3 one-on-ones now out in water.
2 on Aqua and 1 on Aqua.
Is that Krim Lake?
Krim Lake, yeah. And he's doing it without, like... I mean, Aqua has the advantage with the thermal.
Pistol can't get it done. Attack 5. Helping the Optic side. 3v2 now. Krim once again out in water. He's got streaks to work with. And they're just rolling through Splyce here in map 2. I just wouldn't get in the water anymore. I'm not dealing with that. He's got some special glasses on or something. Something's allowing him to see through the murky waters better than the other players.
Robotic vision. Operation 6. Thermal mode.
Engage. But seriously, he's got what? Every gunfight he's taken out there, he's taken.
But once again, some of the more impactful kills as well have really come from TJ. I mean, he's winning a lot of one-on-ones. And he did not have the best Fort Worth Search and Destroy. I mean, he was one of the worst at the tournament, and that's not why they picked him up. They picked him up for Search, what he did at Vegas, when him and Dashy were top 2 of the 3. That's why they picked those 2 up, having a much better performance here.
The first blood goes to Jerd, but Karma there gets one almost instantly from bottom bar before he's able to dip away with his life, so quickly a 4v4. Only one more round needed for Optic. They've got full streaks on 2 players. Crim6 is going to go ahead and call in the lightning strike. That'll funnel them into that mid-connect, or sorry, top balcony and into Shed. They just have to try and catch him on bomb. He's planting it now. This should get him. This should get him. Bomb's about to finish. Should be able to catch him there on bomb. He does just that and almost finishes off accuracy. But at the same time, Looney did find a kill. So 3 versus 3. Scump still with his 2 streaks to use. So we swap over to Jerd's POV and Shed. The pressure starting to build towards him. They slide in, they challenge. It should be an instant trade. Scump's able to do that. 2v2, now 24 seconds to work with. Accuracy gets caught. Timp, the one chance to avoid the 6-0, and he's hit down to 50 HP, trying to finesse with his life. Can't do it. Crim gets it. A monster game from Crim, 11-1, and a Vision Pulse at the tail end of it. Wow, what a game from Optic. 6-0, and just a masterclass performance from Crim6.
On the other side of Splyce, like, if Optic is playing how they did at Fort Worth and even the past couple of days where TJ and Scump aren't slaying that well, I think this is a much closer series. But everyone on Optic stepping up. I feel like they're really bringing it.
I said to Teep, I was like, I think if you guys play the way you did the past 2 days, I think you could lose these next 2 series.
Yeah.
You absolutely could, but we're seeing a better team. We're not quite.
Absolutely.
Optic have come to play today, up 2-0 in the series, a convincing map 1, a 6-0 map 2, firing on all cylinders, an incredible performance from Crim6 in the Search and Destroy, 11-1, dropped on Splyce. We'll be right back.
under the bells when the Lord gone. And them boys unleash hell when the war's on. Bloodthirsty when the boys put their paws on. Tell them that it go a little bit of goes on. Put them on the battlefields where they take. And linger in the
Squad redeploying. Good as new.
Got you.
Circle collapse imminent. You have a nice day.
throw a little bit of dirt on them. Put a little dirt on them. I'm the general, I'll be worth something. My soldiers is ready to put a black house on them.
Play new content first on PS4.
PlayStation.
It was Optic with a top 12 performance at Fort Worth. Splyce go top 2, but right now, it's been all Optic Gaming. They've looked the better team in the hardpoint. They've looked the better team in the search and destroy. Might be one more mode to close out this series. Let's get into the control.
I think it's interesting as well that we're seeing Seaside control because Optic Gaming, they were playing frequency the last couple of days and they were beat twice on it. So maybe a bit of a change in their vetoing that, because that's one where we know Splyce likes to play them out. We saw it in the Fort Worth Grand Final where Temp just took over. So we're going to be playing Seaside.
So far, so good for Splyce. 3 life advantage and not an opening towards B for Optic, but they've sent 2 to A. They've got TJ and Karma here. TJ wins a nice one-on-one to kick things off. The trade comes in, but Karma trades for the Optic side. He's still on that A point. We'll see how much presence or pressure he can actually do here. Does he get the first tick before anyone gets in? He's able to do that. So first tick in, gets away with his life. Some damage done, and he brought it even in the lives department.
Great timing with that cluster. As soon as it went away, he knew Looney was going to challenge him from the front, able to win the gunfight, gets the tick. Splyce, though, trying to get back towards that B side. Optic don't have the second tick quite yet. Now it's going to come in. But Splyce is trying to waste as much time and as many lives as they can. As, yeah, we'll see this B1. Oh, actually, B now is going to come through. But B, the easier one to get. A is just so tough inside that church, especially when you only have 1 or 2 pushes.
Sometimes it's who the hell is going to win an offense. Jerd finally gets dropped, but takes 2 with him. The important part of that sequence. So 1 life advantage for Optic. And they have 1 tick on A, but with this first round, you've got no streaks, you've got no specialists. You just got to win your gunfights. You can see how far pushed up mid-map. I think that was Temp. He's now backed it up, though, to try and assist on the side steps push. Nice stun. And Optic have kind of traded, but like you need to better than trade when you're on offense.
All right, I mean, right now, they're up a life. Maybe they just play around kills. Maybe they just...
Well, yeah, I guess if you're not getting the objective, then you don't just scratch what I just said. But if you're going to get a break in, you kind of have to.
What Splyce can do, though, they can just sort of flood on in. They don't have to challenge these outer gunfights. But accuracy is going to do so, able to find 2. So now Optic just down to 9.
Ooh, TJ almost caught. Nice win by Looney. He had help there at the tail end of it, but nice win. Now 7 lives for Optic. Optic have 1 more push at this as they're trying to set it up.
Oh, the stun doesn't hit that player. Scump tried to follow the stun up, but it doesn't connect with Jerd. Just goes a little bit deeper.
Under 30 seconds now to go. I need 1 clean break. They try to stun him out again. What a great job by Jerd. Just continue to hold top church. No respawns remaining for Optic. Jerd will finally get caught. The trade doesn't come in. They sent 2 more players here. It's Temp with a cluster once again towards church that thwarts the Optic push. Karma snapping, though. That's 3 kills in. Suddenly it's a 3v4, and you've got a chance to do this if you're Optic Gaming. Only 3.9 seconds on the clock. Karma, fortunate positioning there, 3 versus 3. They already had 1 tick on, so this is moving. This is moving, they're halfway there. It's a one-on-one, it's a one-on-one. Karma up against Aqua. Aqua's gotta try to make the play, but Karma wins the gunfight. And Optic pushed to the brink, but they come out on top. And that's a big offensive win in round 1.
It's so big. I mean, typically when you win offenses on Seaside, it's behind specialists, it's behind streaks. The fact they're so patient. I mean, it goes all the way down to 2 seconds, but they try to set up the push. They get stairs control. They back Jordan down. And even in that 4 versus 3, I'm very surprised Jerd just slid on in by himself. He got caught at stairs. That forced the 3 versus 3. And, I mean, they had the positioning.
Well, that was just one of those spots where, like, Karma he just seems to, I don't know, just the way his brain works around COD. The fact he just backs it up to those steps, catches Jerd. Like, Jerd's expecting them to stack the point, right? Or, like, be on the objective. He just backs it up into the steps, catches Jerd, and after that, the snowball effect, Optic Gaming get it done. So, great stuff. Really just, yeah, the steps push into church, and then from the front was what Karma and Scumpta made the play. Or Karma and Dashi.
This is just like sort of the Splyce special where they just fly on in towards this A site. They have Jerd fly on over, try to drag some auto aim accuracy, watching over them with the ICR. 1 tick already in. 2 ticks about to come in from Splyce.
Karma trying to get these streaks, though. He's 125 off. Optic trying to hold the line on defense. Let's get right into an Astro Gaming listen-in with Optic Gaming.
He's still front tank. He's going, he went B, he went B.
Right side, left side, right side ticket. Inner stairs, 1 shot.
Big gunfights, let's go. I'm at mid-map.
Inner still.
One mid-stairs.
You can't chow this, bro.
Coming in.
Outer, they needed.
I got one mid-stairs. I need their steps.
Outer, chow. Two chow out.
Outer man. Oh, I didn't get streaks. 3 there. Yo, hold. 2. I'm trying to. Y'all on me? They're gonna push. Wait, just back up. Teach. Yeah, you guys need to back up. Oh my god. I'm holding pots. 2 mid. 3. Fuck.
I'm going top church.
Yo, they're pushing. They're trying to push through. Yeah, they're going through 100%. Yo, I pick up pots. Make sure. Yo, someone close. Yo, you want pots. You want pots.
Are you top? Yes, I am.
Yo, watch front.
Mid-stairs.
One's around the back.
Danny's getting weak.
One shot back green.
I'm giving up top.
One shot first hard point. Yo, he's green. Yo, one guy's pushing up checkers. One guy's in green.
Checkers dead.
In our checkers.
One more checkers. Donnie.
Oh, white van.
Splyce have found an opening, and they use TAC 5 to get it done. Early pressure on to this A point. 1 tick in. Now a chance for streaks for Looney as he's going to back it up. He's only 35 off. Here's the gunfight for him. Didn't get the reload in.
The big thing for Splyce right now, they're up 7 lives. They can just play around these lives. They don't have to worry about the A site. 35 points away. Puts 1 bullet into Jerd. Jerd was just a little bit weak. Has the stun. Is this going to change the tide of the gunfight? It will. Able to get both of those streaks, and once again, they're up 8. They're just trying to starve Optic out.
They're doing a great job of that thus far. That is 3 kills in a row for Optic, but Jerd doing his best to tilt the tides back into their favor. Jerd gets 2, but that's 5 kills that come through for Optic Gaming. So they bring it a little bit closer in the lives department. Does Looney have an opportunity to use any of these streaks? You have some specialists too, like it might be Jerd with that grab slam. I mean, you'd love to not use anything considering you have a 5 life advantage. The grab slam, he goes in.
Okay.
And doesn't get anything. It ends up being 3 kills to Splyce. Now only 5 lives remaining for Optic Gaming. They're stacking the point. No respawns left. You've already got Aqua watching the cross. They're able to drop him, but this will be the 2nd tick in. These 4 remaining players have got to attempt to make some kind of heroic play. They got it done in round 1. Can they do it again here?
If you're Jerd, you're trying to hang on to this grab slam. You know you have the numbers. There's no need to waste it. Trying to just stay alive. Does an excellent job doing so. Temp finds the final 2. And a great rebound out of Splyce.
Yeah, so you get 2 streaks. You don't have to use them. You don't have to use the grab slam. Grab slam comes out of Optic Gaming as well towards the tail end as TJ with a big swing and a whiff.
I think Looney might have used the ping. You saw him sort of push through barrels in this graveyard really quick. But TJ, yeah.
So an impressive...
I don't know if he heard something or what, but...
Well, it's an impressive opening round win for Optic. Even more impressive from Splyce on the other side. So back-to-back offensive victories. You don't see that often on a map like Seaside. Now, what can Looney get out of these streaks? It might be the big part of round 3. He's 14 and 6. And Karma, I mean, at one point, I think he was like 12 and 5. And when he was close to getting those streaks, and he fell a little bit short. But Jerd just goes right in, hammer town.
I heard Looney say all B, like all B. Well, calls in the Lightning, finds a couple of his teammates. But as soon as he says all B, Jerd knows that it's party time, and he just uses that grab slam. But they don't get much behind it, and that's because Looney blew up 2 of his teammates. Not the best Lightning strike, but may not matter as they still have control.
Nice shot punch from Scump to win inside steps. He'll get caught reloading, though. As Optic have to slow this down. They're down 3 lives. And what do they have? You've got TAC 5 to use. You have Tempest, you have War Machine, and almost the Vision Pulse. I mean, all that really got used was TJ's grab slam. So the TAC 5 will come in. The War Machine as well. Will that be the opening they need to get it? It looks like more than likely it will be. Nice little play there from Karma to finish off the second with the shot melee. Needs help, though, with the third. Dipping and diving with accuracy, and finally will end up dropping. So Splyce have done a phenomenal job holding here. We're still pretty close in the lives department, and Temp pulls out the War Machine on the other end of things.
Yeah, Aqua used the Tempest as well. We saw him get
nice
shut
job.
down, though, able to find 3 kills. But remember, this is all just towards B. Like, they haven't even contested the A site quite yet. Does Splyce go for this one more time?
You'd love a grab slam to get in, but you don't have it. Maybe the Vision Pulse to just find the opening lane.
And it looks like they are going for it. They had one player fly across. That must have been Jerd, but all the kills go the way of Optic Gaming. And at the end of it, you have Optic in a 1-kill life advantage.
And Scump 50 off of streaks. So we saw Looney earn him from a similar position on their offensive push. Vision Pulse will come in from Crim6. Looney counters it with the Hellstorm. I like that.
Just trying to slow things down, maybe try to find a kill. Not able to find one, but as you said, just sort of gets rid of the Vision Pulse from Crim. Maybe one more ping will
basically exhausted the whole thing.
Yeah. Chump's just trying to find 100 points, like a bit of an assist. Almost got stuck by that cluster. Dash able to find 2. There's the Lightning. And what is up with this Seaside? Oh, Scump with a 6 spree, and it's a 9-6 advantage.
That's all offense all the time. And Optic first Splyce. Timp gets back inside. Karma, though, still with a presence here throughout her elbow. Snaps onto the second. He's got to reload. Timp will get shut down, and Karma will get back to full health. 8 versus 3, 8 versus 2, 8 versus 1. Last man standing is Jerd, and he's going to drop. This has been an interesting Seaside.
I mean, you used a lot on the side of Splyce to try to win that round. War Machine, 2 streaks, Tempest. I guess the only thing you held on to, I think, was the Vision Pulse.
It's just so funny because so many times you say here, who's going to win an offense? Who's going to win a defense?
Who's going to win a defense now? Even Jerd with the grab slam early on. So you're feeling good if you're Optic.
Shot of the Optic Gaming side before we get into round 4, and we'll check and see what we have available. Scump, will have his 2 streaks. Crim6 actually earned a Lightning as well. Hellstorm immediately will funnel them into B. He actually gets Looney as he's trying to get in as well.
Accuracy, use the Vision Pulse though right off the start.
So you kind of see the same thing from either end. Vision Pulse come in, Hellstorm right behind it from the opposition. The highlight man himself still has the Tempest to work with. Second tick in at B now for Splyce. They've now used both streaks, so they're obviously trying to get back into this thing, and they're able to do it, but Crim6 is going to drop mid-map.
Splyce is just out, though. They just go right to A. Just the 3 players that were inside B stay alive. Karma still snaps on the Looney, but those guys just go straight to A. I like the play out of Splyce.
You like it if they can get anything.
Yeah.
You like it if they can get anything. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to. One man's going to be able to flank. I believe that's Jerd that pushed the entire way through. So he's going to wrap back towards B from the Optic Gaming side, and that's going to spell disaster for Dashy. I don't think he's prepared for that at all.
As well. Crim just called in his Lightning and connected with nothing.
So all 3 streaks have now been used by Optic. So now it's going to come down to the specialist weapons. Dashy with Tempest. Jerd almost
should get it.
And you have the TAC 5 on 4 players right now from Splyce. But the TAC 5 for Scump will be up shortly too. So you're going to have a lot to use here to close it out if you're Optic. The longer this goes, I mean, you might have everything but vision pulse.
Yeah. War Machine and grab.
That might be all it takes to hold on here. Scump need to get this round, push to round 5 and try to extend this series. Otherwise, they're getting 3-0. 2 drop for Optic Gaming, 3 drop, a chance for Splyce to push through. Everybody dropping on Optic. They're going to have to use anything they have. Scump might have to use attack 5. Tempest might need to come into play.
I think I heard Tem just call it 3 left alley, like 3 left alley. So you see the rotation coming from Splyce, 1 take in. They're trying to stack this point. Looney and accuracy able to win. Look
how fast it's going.
That's 2 takes. They have to go. Optic has to try to get in. Attack 5 is used. I don't know if they're going to be able to contest. Karma has to slide on through. Able to win a gunfight on the Jerd somehow.
Oh my!
But is it enough?
Got
is it enough?
It just needed a sliver player.
Oh,
they got it! Dashy had to slide in. He didn't get in time, and they're gonna lose it. Oh, Dashy had to get a foot in.
What is going on with this east side?
I don't know, Joe. I love it. This is nuts. 4 offensive victories in a row. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that was Pac-Man. Yeah, what the hell's going on? This is
it's not what we usually see. We're not used to this.
Oh.
So who's got offense? Optic does.
All right, so Optic's gonna win. But
they
Aqua's close to streaks too. They're 150. I think he was 150 off. Streaks haven't really done a whole lot. I mean, honestly, they've killed teammates more than anything, I think. Nice grab slam.
Again with 3. Just shuts down the push. Spots Karma on top of the tank as well. And that's already 30 seconds wasted off that first push. They just took so much time in the middle of the map just trying to show Splyce something different.
Aqua won't get any streaks though. Krim makes him pay. Tim now has to funnel in as the next man up. But Optic had been able to get inside. They're tied at 25-25. Aqua, though. Aqua gets 3 before he gets shut down. Great play from Aqua, and that's all they need to get back into B.
War Machine up. Tempest up. Grab Slam up. You have 3 weapons. You might need to use one here to even get this B side. Jerd's just been so annoying on those top middle of stairs. Temp able to find 2. Jerd just comes flying through. 30 seconds for Optic Gaming. They have to try to extend this time, get on B.
Just look at the difference between TJ and Jerd statistically and behind the grab slam. I mean, you have a swing and a whiff for TJ. You have a swing and a whiff from TJ. You have 6 kills for Jerd behind it. Yep. And then 31 and 20 in the Sally and 14 and 29. Like, just those 2, when you look at them, similar roles. Wow. I mean, that's just a big difference.
Karma just blew up his teammate, and can Splyce? Oh, they almost got into B. I was gonna say, can they contest this final little sliver? I was in B, but now a 3 life advantage, plus a lot of map control for Splyce. I will say this is the first time a defensive team has been pushed up to this point.
Yeah. Well, we usually talk about kind of spawn killing towards roof or getting any kind of pressure.
Well, even when you sort of go from B to A, you know, you can use that momentum to get inside that site, and that's really what's happened. But finally, Splyce able to fight on back a little bit, but all of Optic trying to go down low. Looney now trying to stay alive, trying to get some help. And he has it from Temp with the War Machine. I don't know if Optic even have enough lives.
I don't know if Dashy's ever going to get to use his Tempest.
Oh, I don't think
he's had it forever. There just hasn't been like a great opportunity for him to bring it in. And now there's 4 lives left. I mean, the Tempest doesn't do you a whole lot of good now. As I say that, we'll see if he can kill everyone, but I don't think it does a whole lot for you. 3v11. Splyce look like they're going to get this to a map 4.
You just look at Temp and Jerd compare. I mean, Shump's having a solid game, but TJ, a bit of an off one for him.
Not going to give him much of a chance in the 1v9. Can't do it in Splyce. Splyce get the first defensive round victory, and it happens in round 5. That was one of the crazier games of Seaside Control that we've had. It took to the 5th round to see any kind of like almost offensive pressure from the defense, like to get up and apply it towards the spawn. Just a wild game of Control, but it keeps Splyce alive, and now that'll get it to a map 4. But Yeah, I think, the thing, I didn't even really notice how staggering it was until that 5th round, just the difference, overall with the 2 SOGs, but specifically when you just took a look at TJ and you took a look at what Jerd was doing. I mean, to be fair, when Splyce was struggling, like, the first time they were here for the Pro League, like, Jerd really wasn't playing up to par. He had a great map there.
Yeah, Jerd and accuracy really were the 2 that were struggling. But here's what I'm talking about. We didn't see this much. Like when the defensive team are in these positions where they're just wasting time for the offense, and it takes a push or a set of lives to even get out of here. Typically, what we saw is the defensive team would get wiped at B. What would happen is B would get captured, so they had to set up for an A defense. Like they had to stack church or the side alley. So you didn't have a lot of this. This is the first time that we saw it.
Easily one of the more unusual C-side controls I've seen.
But I even think this round just starts with the break off from Optic. They wasted 30 seconds to just run into Jerd, who grab slams 3 of them. Time was never on their side.
Jerd and Temp, great maps in map 3 to keep Splyce in it. But they're gonna have to take a hard point, maybe an S&D, the reverse sweep, if they're gonna actually get it done. The first 2 maps weren't exactly pretty, but they've made it competitive now by getting the map 3 victory on the board. But you can see basically a 100-point victory in the map 1, 6-0 in the map 2. We'll head to frequency hardpoint up next. And well, I mean, on a map like this, if you get that similar output out of Temp and Jerd.
Well, I mean, the improvement that we've seen out of TJ has been with the Maddox.
That's true. That's true.
Has been. I mean, he's played really well in maps 1 and 2, but he was using the Maddox on Hacienda. So the first time we see him with the SOG, starts to struggle. We'll see what happens here in map 4.
You think it's one of those things like you get in a groove with one gun, then you have to switch, and it's just kind of difficult, or at this level with these pro players, not that big of a deal?
It shouldn't matter.
I know for me it does, so that's why I'm asking.
You're a little bit different.
Yeah, no, I'm different in a lot of ways, Joe.
Yeah.
My brain's a strange place. But we'll see what the composition looks like for Optic and Splyce when we get into it. Can we check TJ out real quick? And he's going to be at least a SOG off the break as he wants to play quick inside of elevator. Obviously, SOG, great tool of destruction in the early going, but Optic will win the first push. Now it'll be on Splyce to try and break back in, and TJ already tucked away under their balcony.
Always tough when you're Splyce in this position. It feels like you want to play aggressive, but when Optic has that forward position, you don't want the spawns to flip. If they're able to get in, Dashy trying to find a kill, but it's Temp and Jerd. At least contesting for now, but Karma has the cluster. The Splyce reinforcements are there so quick. The reason is because Optic sent a lot of their reinforcements towards the next hill.
Well, Aqua's going to be really the lone man back here to try and do anything. He's been tagged up. He gets hit mid-heal as well, so he's basically dead. He's not going to be able to get the heal off. Temp now behind the cluster, his chance to disrupt the back setup from Optic Gaming, but he's not able to do it, so there's the full clear. Accuracy really the last man in that top window. He'll get caught and snuffed out. It's a pipe spawn now. The guy watching it will be Dashy, so Dashy's going to have help here too. That stun's going to hit everyone. I hit 4 people. And now they come. Jerd over the top. He gets picked out of the sky. 1 player left. That first push just got thwarted.
And that's just sort of what we've seen, you know, time and time again as this map in the game has been out, where you try to set up that backstairs push with the grapple flying over, have 1 or 2 guys look at him, and that just creates a distraction. But off the respawn Splyce, they find 3 kills, make it 4, and a nice break for them with about 25 seconds left. And, well, it's a foot race towards that blue base.
Looney and Accuracy do get a kill, but they both drop right after. Looney then traded out. So, all right, Optic will get set up. But, yep, if you're Splyce, you get the final 20 seconds, keeps it close. A similar position just on the other side. 2 players ready and waiting. But this time, Optic gets pushed through. Temp and Jerd both get the kills, and suddenly early control for Optic Gaming, not looking so safe. They have 2 now hitting through lobby, 1 out through elevator, but opening control to Splyce.
The big thing is Aqua was able to rotate from that hill into elevator, just really cut off the reinforcements from Splyce, or from Optic Gaming.
Well, I thought it was just that 2-on-2 cut over the back steps. Like, that just goes to Splyce, and suddenly you don't have spawns anymore.
And well, suddenly though, Aqua does find 2 kills, but the rest of his teammates go down, so Optic able to get right back into it.
They're just gonna lay at the front and contest.
Sets up Jerd on the flank, able to find 2 behind Looney. There's 1 more player there. That's gonna be Krim. Just under that balcony. Well, Jerd, one of the best in the business at that shot punch, able to find another kill.
Yeah, he made that look easy, that's for sure. And now a lead change opportunity for Splyce. This is basically the same scoreline we had in map 1. Remember,
yep.
Like right around
it was literally set up the same, where we go to that hill 4.
And then that is where Optic Gaming started to take over. Grapple up high, right onto TJ's head, but TJ, oh, they actually end up trading. Same can be said for both teams as well.
Nice shots by Temp. That medium distance saw, almost able to connect on the second one, but just trying to stay alive.
Who do I shoot at? Well, Jerd shot him. Jerd, who actually ends up finally killing him. But a nice job from Optic Gaming so far in pipes. But the last player standing inside drops to Aqua. So Splyce gets in. The lead just going back and forth. Dashy, who, known for his Tempest play, didn't really get to do anything with it into control. Excited to see what he can do in the hard point.
He's having a much better game than he had in game 3 already at 12. Well, he was just double positive, now 12 and 7. But on that rotation over to Elevator, you saw 3 kills coming for Splyce in the kill feed. That's going to be all 5 dead for Optic. That's not the time that you want to die.
You can see how far out they're spawning. I think it's TJ all the way at that back jungle as the hike across the map. And now you're getting really staggered if you're Optic. They haven't had a clean push at this. Like, they have a collapse. It looks like they're able to 4-man hit this. But every time they get close, one person drops. The trade doesn't come through, and they end up continually getting staggered. There's still 2 players inside. Aqua and Temp back to back, just trying to lock down every angle, and they're doing just that. Aqua and Temp combined for 4. Optic hasn't touched the hard point, and this has been the opposite of fortunes compared to the game 1. To get to that tie game, then Splyce have now taken over.
Once again, TJ not able to connect with anything with that grab slam. We'll see if Jerd is able to find any with his. I'm surprised Optic didn't try to use any of those specialists to break on into that elevator hill, but I just don't think they had really a clean push. They were hitting it from all those different angles across the map, and now Temp's going to use the War Machine. He found one on the rotation. Can he find another? No, that's TJ inside. So what this might force out of Splyce is another grab slam, but Jerd connects with 2 as they try to push out the spawns. He's been so efficient with it this series, and now they have spawns for Orange.
He really has.
He's been so good.
It feels like every time he's needing to make the play with the grab slam, he's been able to come up with it. Lead 60 points now for Splyce. 30 seconds remaining at Orange. Splyce have got control. It's Optic spawning out. And Aqua, go ahead and use the Tempest. Aqua's going to take one more crack at this. Not really going to hit any shots. Maybe scares his opponents. So they get the kills, and they try to wrap across the outside. At Elevator, though, ready and waiting is Karma. Karma gets 2 to slow down that push at the outer lane. And those are 2 big ones just to give you a little breathing room for the next hard point.
This needs to be a good hold for Optic. Down 90 now. Karma inside Elevator. A bit of a cluster tag back and forth. Neither connect. But you still have Scump here. What can he find? Nothing. Is Looney able to find 2? Now this might open up balcony. But you have Krim peeking with the Maddox, able to find 2. Here comes Dash. He can connect with one that should chain onto him multiple.
Yep, even though he doesn't get the kills, 3 end up dropping. 3 end up dropping behind that Tempest. 1 didn't have TAC-Mads, I guess, as he was chained in the corner for quite a while.
Yeah, they called it out that Karma's going to have War Machine, so they switched over to Flash.
I hear Dasha yelling as he gets his head ripped off by Looney. 2 are going to drop for Optic. 3 go down. The 2 remaining players have really got a hold. Crimsix getting close to streaks. A chance to get him 70 now off. The heal comes in. They fly in. He does at least get the lightning. But that'll be it. And the deficit's still big for Optic. They're going to have to start to pull up a comeback, and it's going to have to start here at Pipes. Good thing is you have the lightning, and this is a good hard point to get an opening behind if you don't have the rotation. But it looks like they're going to have that as you've got 3 players here.
Hit number 2, though. Accuracy going all the way around off that spawn. But the lightning strike, that ping, should have called him out. And see Scump hunting for him, trying to find him top middle. But all Accuracy's doing is going to spawn those players out. That's a bit of a heads-up play to take that long route, go all the way around. And that could lead to the Splyce break, and it will. I know it's a little thing, But sometimes it's the little things that matters as he spawns Optic out.
I don't even know if it's a little thing. That's a huge thing considering like this is the point where Optic can mount the comeback and you shut it down with that heads-up play from Accuracy. You get the split spawn, you're able to pinch, and he finds the 2 kills behind it as well. Accuracy doing it all on a 4 streak, 200 points off streaks. And Splyce now 35 points away from victory and getting this to a 5th and final map.
Yeah, I don't even think he got a split spawn. He spawned orange with him. He just went all the way around elevator.
Oh, no, I more meant he popped his teammate with him. So then you end up, well, I guess not a split spawn, but you get that pinch because he spawns one with him. But what a play from Accuracy. But they haven't closed it out yet. 55 seconds on the fresh hard point.
Trying to see what we have. Looney, this is where you want to use that purifier. We'll see if he can get it in there. He's popped it. We'll see if he can connect with anything. Trying to bait his teammate. Able to find 1. It continues. Finds 2. Finds maybe helps the 3rd.
At least an assist. It's enough to get the break, and that's exactly what they needed. They'll follow it up with the TAC 5. Looney and Accuracy getting it done in the final moments of this game. They just really need to hold one more big push from Optic Gaming. But with the contest coming in that long, we're at least going to see another hard point, so we will get back over to orange. Spawning out pipes is Splyce. They're trying to book it across. Yeah. One player's going to get there in time, but what can Scump do? There's 3 players to deal with. The stun comes in from Dashy, but they've already got up to the back step, so the first step of your push done for Splyce. Now the next push comes in. There's lining up for Dashy. They're taking it 1 by 1. 3 come in, 4 drop, 5 drop. Everybody down for Splyce. And now another one of those moments for Optic where you can bring this back. You just need the flawless hold at orange. And you don't have any specialists. You don't have any streaks on the side of Splyce. You just have to break this with your guns, and they're doing just that. 3 go down for Optic. They almost get in, but TJ will locate 2 kills of his own. And the hard point time still to Optic Gaming. TJ was awfully close to streaks there too, but Looney got the kill from front lobby.
If you're Optic, you would love to keep Grav and maybe that Tempest for the next hill. I know it can get a little bit scary trying to just hold on to orange, but you know that a couple may come up later on for Splyce, and you just want to be able to counter them, help break that setup, because now with 15 seconds left, Splyce, their eyes are on the blue base. You have Accuracy inside elevator. What can TJ find with the grab slam? Has it been great? Can he finally make a play?
I think that's the story, and on the other end, though, even if he makes a play, Jerd's going to have his momentarily, so might just get countered. TJ maybe was thinking about it, just doesn't get his shots in and gets dropped. 15 seconds now needed for Splyce. Dashy going to use the Tempest. Nice hip fire to connect, and now they're getting in through that front window. 1 team kill comes in. That shot actually doesn't register. Jerd! And then Jerd ends up getting 3 at the end. 2 seconds needed. Nice! And Jerd with such an efficient use of the grab slam throughout the course of this series. There it is. We saw what Priesta gets 4 with his grab slam, and then the gun to close out a hard point.
I think this is
Jerd does it here. 1 kill, 1 melee.
That was really good. Still, that play was disgusting. He just knew that he was getting shot in the back and was just like, screw it. Like, that's the last
I thought he was around the corner. I didn't think it was going to connect, but it did. Everything with regards to grab slam working out for Jerd right now. And here we go. To a map 5, a series that looked to be dominated by Optic in the early going through the first 2 maps. Splyce have fought the whole way back. What a battle this has been against, well, between 2 of the top teams in the game. A test for either side, but it'll all be decided by a 5th and final map, the Search and Destroy, up after this quick break. Welcome back to the CWL Pro League. It's our final match of the night. It's our final map of the night. Optic Gaming going up against Splyce. We thought this would be an extended series before it started. Then Optic looked like they were going to blow the doors off it, but we find ourselves here at a Game 5. Optic now, all 3 days, have gone to a Game 5. Now, for them, they've won the last 2, right? They made them look comfortable. Was that the Game 5 that they were up 5-1, though, and then went to round 11? Okay, so they look comfortable until that point. But
they've won
the other one was 6-1, I think, the first one. Yeah, the big thing is they've won them.
I just think it's interesting. I think one of the reasons they've continuously gone in Game 5s is their control. They're 0-3 on the week, so something they're definitely going to have to work on. It just feels like
a mode they should be good at.
Well, when you talk to them, it's our control is great. Like, I think they always say about our control, we have no issues. And I think a lot of the times your focus is so much on improving other modes where then that other one declines. I think you're just starting to see that here.
Well, it's search and destroy on Arsenal for the final map. I think we've seen some very impressive results from either team on this map, but I know, this is going back, but you and I casted one from Optic that was just clinical on Arsenal, just picking teams apart, slow and patient approaches.
Yeah, that was Azuma.
Oh, it's true, that was that long ago. I was just thinking about some of their performances in this map. That was a long time.
But we do have snipers, guys like Dashy. On the other side, you have Looney. We'll see what those players can find you here. Wow. It sounded like an automatic, like a rapid fire ICR. That was just a couple of ICRs just trying to find one. First blood does go the way of Aqua. Temp very quick on the flank. He's going to find a free kill.
And now players have to start to turn around. 2 versus 4 for Optic. 2v3 now for Dashy and Scump. Oh, the quick scope almost connects. He hasn't been able to hit the shot yet. Now it's going to be a 1v3. He has to go ahead and try to defend it. Just has a sniper in the RK7 to work with. They're already on the bomb defuse as well. Not much he can do. The quick scopes don't connect. Splyce with the retake and Splyce with the round 1 victory.
Now, I didn't see where Aqua got that first blood, but that's opens things up. It forces a rotation on of Optic. Someone else has to watch something else. And then Temp's just on a far flank, just able to find 1 kill. So a good first round from Splyce.
And that, when you were talking about the ICRs, they hit 2 players to I was just staring at the top right. I mean, down to 20 to 30 HP. Good job by the Splyce players just to get away with their life and obviously see it later into the round. All right, so now what does Splyce opt to do on the offensive end? Accuracy going out for a wide angle. Jordan Looney will be pushing up front. That's actually a 3 stack up in front of him. You do have 3 players there from Optic on the defensive end of things.
Yeah, I mean, Dashy's sitting at A. He has no information, so the rotation's already here. I'm going to pop a trophy. You have a stun on Scump as well. You have everything you need to sort of stop this push. But once that trophy goes down, that might actually force a rotation on a Splyce. We'll see what they do. Still a minute to work with.
Scump just holding here with the SOG, just jiggling the bomb site. Has that concussion as well.
Yeah, you already have Temp inside a vent. Can you find a kill on a Dashy? No, Dashy finds that first blood. That goes the way of Splyce. That's bomb down. Man advantage.
Yeah, this makes the rotation a whole hell of a lot more difficult. Now you get the information. You also get the stun out if you're Dashy. That'll slow things down. Fellas, I need the help. He's just going to
he should have backed up right away.
Doesn't back away.
As soon as he saw those guys, should have been back.
Maybe he thought the rotation was going to be in more quickly, but now the frag grenade comes in. A team kill through as well. 2v4 for Optic. Splyce should have this second round on the board, and things just have not looked good for Optic at all. 1v3 now. That's back-to-back 1v3 spots they've been in. Last time Dashy couldn't pull it off. This time it's on Krim, and even more difficult of a situation. And Aqua just holding the close doorway.
I mean, he did the hard part. He gets the first blood. Not an easy gunfight on attempt, but you might be right. It's sort of the way he played it. It felt like he
thought the help was going to be there. 100%. Yeah. The way he played it was like, I'm going to hit this stun. My teammates are going to be here on rotation. I don't know if a call-out happened that they were worried about something mid-map, or if the rotation came in slow, or if Dashy, I mean, we see obviously with Codcaster, we know the whole team's there. Maybe he only spotted 1 or 2. It looked like, I'm trying to think back to how many. Well, you would think, but you still had 1 player still holding all the way across on B, and you still have 1 sitting mid-map. It felt like some information wasn't there for Optic. Right? It felt like there was, at least with the rotation. It wasn't quick.
Maybe just some miscommunication. Well, same setup on a Splyce. The same reaction from Splyce as well. As Optic's just getting this bomb down towards A, but now they're going to put pressure on accuracy.
3-man flank for Splyce as well.
Looney with the sniper.
And this just really depends if that flank can isolate one player. Well, it looks like two are going to be watching it. You've got Scump up close in the window. I think Krim as well. Cluster's close, but it's another first blood for Dashy. Krim follows it up, and finally a round that looks good for Optic Gaming. Looney, the last man up. He's got to try and work the defuse, not able to get it done, and Optic get a round win. That's just backing down accuracy early, getting a free bomb plant. I mean, you said...
Oh, well, they have that. Well, they don't not have... It's even, right? Remember last time they went to that site, Aqua found a first blood. It just thins things out. Someone else has to watch a different position, weakens up the flank. That's when Temp's able to find that opening.
And it's what, 2 first bloods for Optic, 1 for Splyce right now, I think? Yeah, Dashy's head back to back. Looks like an all-out assault on A this time around. For the Splyce side, there's 3 players available from Optic Gaming. 1 got into vents. That'll be TJ. TJ's just holding the mid-side vent, and Jerd literally just crawls in and kills him.
Say hello.
No one has vision on it from the Optic side. They both back up on steps. No one can watch that cross. That's just an easy kill.
Now how do you retake this if you're Optic? You're all 4 stuck in the back steps. They're trying to move on up. Looney able to find one, Akko with another. Now it's a 4 versus 2 with bomb planted. But again, it just felt like one of the Optic Gaming members were in a position where they thought they had teammates help, and they don't.
Yeah, I mean, it just
TJ's left out to dry.
Felt weird from Dashy's POV. It felt weird there to see TJ shot in the back. It's like he thinks someone has his cross. Like, obviously, he thinks someone's crawling in behind him. And it was probably just an awkward timing because Dashy backed up first, and I think Karma held it for a bit longer. At least it looked like on the minimap. But either he didn't have that angle where he could spot it, or the second he gave it up, they pushed through. But as soon as he backed it up, I mean, TJ's got to be worried about both sides. I don't know. Just seemed a little like the comms are a little bit off. The 3-1 lead to Splyce now. No one really, well, I guess accuracy almost has the TAC 5. The closest we got in Tempest maybe for Aqua, but not a lot of progression outside of Scump on the Optic end of things. I mean, no one... They've got 5 total kills for Dashy, Krim, Karma, and TJ. Scump totals 5 in that. And now Dashy with another first blood. So that's what 3 out of 5 first bloods now for Dashy. But can they turn it into round victories?
Well, that's one way to get back into an arsenal, right? Get your sniper a little fire. He's able to find the second one on attempt. Nice little crack shot. TJ doesn't finish the kill, but he was ready for the flank.
Yeah. I mean, he was ready to get 180'd by Jerd. And things get a little more interesting maybe just for a moment.
Man, he stopped shooting. It happens to the best of us.
It doesn't look good when it happens, though, does it? No, it doesn't. Dashy with 3 in the round. I think up to that round, I mean, if he had 3 kills after that first snipe, all 3 were first bloods, but then he's able to chain together more. And yeah, the sniper starts to heat up. Yep. Yes, absolutely it can take over. I mean, we've just seen some battles. I mean, we saw, Simp last week that was making things a lot easier for United on this map. The picks he was able to get. I mean, hell, he shut down Formal for the most part when they had that matchup versus LG. If Dashy starts to feel himself, it's definitely a scary thing for the Splyce end. But Splyce still hold the advantage. Scump has TAC 5. Yep, immediately going to pop that. Accuracy could get his in this round as well. Doesn't look like they're going to give Dashy a shot on this side. All their pressure kind of towards, well, one in office, but mid-vent and then also towards B.
Looks like they're trying to set up, I don't know if they're just ready for a flank or if they're trying to set up maybe a bit of a split push. Looks like Temp is what? Is he inside vents right now?
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually in the middle of the map, so he's going to fly in out. Now he's inside the lobby, and now he has lobby control, so they're going to rotate on over to A, and nobody from Optic is here.
Before the full rotation end, I think this is going to be on Dashy really to get a pick. Can he find an angle for an early snipe? I think he's going to need to if they're going to find this break. It's actually Krim that does it, though. Krim can't get away with his life. The trade comes in behind the strife of Dashy. 4v3. The 2 players that were working the flank went ahead and backed it up. It's another rotation now out of Splyce.
I just don't know if they have time. I mean, if one Optic player gets here, nobody does stay. Yeah. Now they're going to, but they've given up a lot of position. This could actually work out really well for Splyce. But Scump on the flank. That player, Jerd's right there.
Karma's going to get caught. 3 versus 3. What a rotation this was from Splyce.
Oh, I would have diffused.
He had a chance to just hop it, but Dashy wins his one-on-one. The trade not yet there. The movement wild, but all the kills come in for Optic. This will tie us up at 3 apiece. Yeah, I thought he was going to stick it too.
Just like,
we all pushed through
I
to
see
stick
all
it.
3. I'm just going to diffuse it.
But Dashy a big one-on-one win in the back. And hell, even the next gunfight, like he lost it, but it was such like a sloppy, like long gunfight that the help was able to get there. Well, maybe sloppy's not the right word, but it just like it took forever. Like that little pole there, like no one could hit each other.
And it just starts though with Krim with that first blood on the temp. I think that TAC 5 boost helped him. So while Temp's just in that corner watching the back stairs, Krim just slides out on him, able to win it. That forces the rotation back from Splyce. I mean, it was a good effort. They were able to bring it down to
that was their only chance.
3.
I think that was their only chance.
Yeah.
You just don't see a whole lot of double rotations, especially that late. TAC 5 last round from Optic. TAC 5 comes in this round for Splyce. That'll be hit marker city, unfortunately, if you're a sniper. Unless you can get a headshot. Dashy has Tempest ready and available as well, as he's 7 and 5 in this. Him and Scump have really found most of the kills for the Optic gaming side. On the other end of things, Jerd, he's had a nice series, 8 and 5 right now. Okay, well, there's the first pick. It's another first blood for Dashy. Karma does some damage at mid as well, and the TAC 5 being blown up for Splyce. 4v2 now for Optic.
I think they called out Jerd as well. They said our mid. I think someone was inside fence. That was TJ. He's able to spot that as he was going on that flank. Jerd does find one, but it's a 3 versus 1 for Aqua.
What kind of timing will Optic, or I would say, what kind of timing will Aqua get here? I thought just maybe if that worked in his favor, he can get a pick and get away. Could have got interesting, but kind of gets caught while lying and will end up dropping.
It's 3 in a row now for Optic Gaming, but just feel like it's behind this guy. Dashy just finding these first bloods.
So,
I don't know.
I thought you had to have a headshot when they have the TAC 5. Am I just an idiot?
Maybe. What?
Okay.
Did you see that?
Okay. Okay.
Huh?
I think Huz.
I don't even think he means to do half the things he does. No. Like, what?
Wow. All right. All right.
Cool.
4-3 for Optic. Splyce making the push up through mid-map. TJ's waiting in the back. He has a frag to work with. He's got a little bit of help quickly from Scump, who's playing by top ladder.
Yeah, I think Jersey's trying to find a slam to open things up. And see his presence there.
Another first blood to Optic. The frag. Oh, he has flak. He has flak. I was about to say, that looked real close. Flak saves his life in that scenario, that's for sure. TJ buying so much time in the back that it's Karma just picking them apart. He's found both kills in this round and put it early round advantage to Optic Gaming once again. Well, not really early round. It's 30 seconds in, but it's or 30 seconds left. It's a 5v3. Dashy will get dropped. Splyce trying to bring it back.
He stuck him!
Karma with 3 now in the round. Dismantles the final push as well. He's got 4. Karma working on the ace, but it looks like it might be TJ that gets it done. It's actually Crim6, but what a round from Karma. 4 kills for him and one hell of a cluster grenade towards the site.
Just the first bloods that Optic are getting. There's that nade, though.
Oh, Tom Brady from the back.
You're in the wrong state. We talk about Baker Mayfield here.
No.
Yeah, we do.
We're not going to talk about the Browns until they start winning.
Oh, they did.
It's just sad if that's what you consider winning.
You're from what, Sacramento? You're a big Kings fan, right?
One more round needed for Optic. They've got Tempest, War Machine, almost the grab slam. And they're worried about the flank, and there's been so many times, though, on defense that Splyce has pushed through on this flank, so the fact they're not doing it this round and Optic has to worry about it, hell, this is just going to waste a lot of time. They've thrown, what, they had temp flank, what, round 1?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it from Optic. They're just kind of trying to set up a trap. But now they're gonna rotate on over.
No, I don't hate it. It's just this is the one time Splyce doesn't do it. It's gonna end up buying Splyce about an extra 40. Take 40 seconds off the clock.
Worried about Dashy Sniper, and how couldn't you be right now?
It's close. I would not peek that again. Nope. Aqua, let's just go to the right side. Let's just hang back there where you have cover. I would not re-peek this. It's called the bottom left player. And that's a nice Tempest shot. He's going to re-peek it behind the Tempest. He'll get back up, but it is first blood for accuracy. Jurg goes in, grab slam in, but the War Machine will take one down with him. 3v4, both teams throwing a lot at this particular round. Quickly a 3v3 as Crim6 connects, but it's Looney's frag grenade that'll make him drop.
Defuse. He's on it right away. Temp's halfway. Hit marker in. Oh, the pistol on a dash. It's a 1 versus 2.
He just got him off of it. And now it's all on Aqua. Aqua's just going to stick it. He's just going to stick it for the 2. Oh. Okay. There's the shot. I got nervous for a second, but the shot will get it done. Dashy rips him off bomb, and it's a 6-3 map 5 victory for Optic Gaming. I was watching the shots, and I wasn't paying attention to how close it was. I was like, if that's a little bit closer, that gets hairy. But I think he still had like 3-4 seconds to go. But they're able to close it out. Yeah, a lot thrown into that round from both teams. That's what, 3-0 on the week for Optic, 3 Game 5 victories.
And I know we were, yeah, you got to be happy about that for Optic to win 2 search and destroys in this series against Splyce, who is a very good S&D team. I still think they have to work on some control, for their series against 100 Thieves tomorrow. Everybody's excited about that one. But I know we really liked Jurg's grab slams throughout the series, but I think they knew he was behind the bomb. I think he probably could have saved it and then used it to push on up at a later time. Maybe that's a little bit more effective for them. I'm just nitpicking at this point. But I mean, for Optic Gaming, they go down 3-1, but it's that round where just Dashy just starts getting a little bit more heated up with the sniper rifle, and things change when that happens.
And Optic had a couple sloppy rounds early, but once they turned it around, once they started clicking, they really took it over. But yeah, another Game 5, and it's another win for Optic Gaming. They get it done, and to break it down, we'll get it right back over the desk. Katie, the guys, all you.
Thank you very much, Clint. And I think we found that Dashy only misses his Tempest shots when people are standing still. But I want to know, right off the bat, Study, what did you think of that series out of Splyce?
I thought they played a tremendous series besides, obviously, the first 2 maps. Jurg, for me, like, it was the matchup between him and TJ. And obviously, TJ, he basically went double negative that second map, and then, the third map. And Jurg just absolutely took over. And then even leading into that frequency hard point, Jurg was leading his team in slaying again. I just felt like, obviously, he was just out-sogging TJ. That's why he was able to bring it back all the way to Game 5.
Maps 3 and 4, what do you think went wrong for Optic to lead it to that Game 5 again?
Well, basically, obviously, their control hasn't been the best. And honestly, on that C side, I thought that they were playing pretty good in the beginning. Karma actually had a pretty big performance on that map. He's playing pretty good. And overall, it was just that hiccup where, like, Dashy didn't get inside the point. It just was kind of weird. And then they started to get Splyce started to get their momentum on that map. And then they were able to roll it into the next map, which was frequency. And they got a very huge lead. And, I thought that Optic would be great on the map because that was their pick. Yeah. It's like, at least I think it was a pick. I would hope so because usually they're great at it. And
we see a lot of Hacienda.
So, Optic got pretty much destroyed on that map. And it ends up being a respectable score at the very end. But
I think we just saw a good match out of 2 good teams. Yeah. The way it started out, I was like, wow, is that Vegas Optic? Like, they were so dominant to start that series, and then Splyce woke up in that control and brought it back to that Game 5, and we just saw a good series between 2 really good teams. For sure.
The thing for me was the mid-game adjustment for Dashy. We saw him in the beginning on this map. He was running a thermal sight, and I remember I had conversations with him, and he just doesn't like it. He just feels like it's way better without the sight on. So obviously he made the mid-game adjustments, and he was just putting on a show with his sniper. Picking first bloods when he needed to, just doing what he needed to do.
Yeah, we were talking in the green room kind of like, what's the best search map for a sniper? And I think we came to a unanimous agreement that it's this map. Yep. And the way he was playing was incredible, like hitting some of the craziest snipes. Like right here, he gets that first blood, and he re-peeks and kills Temp over the barrel here.
This is such a big round, too. They're down 3-1. If they lose this round, it's all of a sudden spiraling out of control, and Splyce has a huge advantage.
Easy. He makes it look easy, like it's just normal snipes. Like right here, like this just looks like hold on. I don't even know what that is. That's just like pre-firing, and Yeah, that was a little bit lucky, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, there's got to be a certain amount of luck in some of these shots.
Just in that one. The rest of them were just incredible. Like, this guy's reaction time is unbelievable, and when you have a sniper like that on this map, it's going to make it a lot easier. And I wanted to highlight this round because Karma does some big things here. He gets the first blood when Scump gets that jiggle peek. He gets that information that they're going B. He gets the first blood, and he also re-peeks, puts the damage down, throws a cluster over, and sticks the guy on the bomb, which pretty much opens up the whole round for them. They're able to close it out.
4 of the 5 kills that round. Let's just go things. Like, coming down the stretch, making big plays. In this round, I thought Splyce made a mistake. Like, they had a 3v2, and they could have just pushed out these guys. Like, you have the advantage there. Use your numbers and trade out. Instead, they decided to hop the bomb. They Dashy peeks and wins a gunfight and is able to kill the guy off the bomb site. Right there, they should have used their numbers and pushed him out.
Yeah, they also had a Tempest out, too, so you kind of just, like, pre-aim one of those headies on the left or right and just funnel through and try to trade there. So, you know, I think they had a different plan in their mind. Obviously, it didn't pan out, but, you know, with that, the way Dash was shooting with that sniper on that map, I don't see a chance of them coming back there.
Now, Nameless, Optic is 3-0 so far for this week, which is great, but they've all been game 5s, and like, yes, you're winning them, but why do you think they keep going that distance?
I think it's their control, right? Like, I simply think that if they fix their control, they're winning a lot of these series 3-1, and it's easy for them. It's just the one game mode that they've been struggling in. Obviously, Karma stepped it up today, but it really wasn't enough. I think that they just need to go back and just figure out what's going wrong in there because they clearly have the slaying power.
They certainly do. We are ready now for our PlayStation Damage Dealt leaderboard. Wondering if things will change with Slasher's performance, and they do.
Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure he had 119 kills in all 4 of the maps that he played today. What an
like averaging 30.
He was definitely the man today.
He had 3.7k damage in Search and Destroy.
That's
nuts. Search and Destroy, like, I think the closest one was like 2,400 or something like that. Unbelievable.
You know how Thanos has like his hand.
Yeah, today Slasher, he snapped, dude.
And on that note, we have to keep talking about Slasher because he is our Astro MVP candidate for the day. I mean, realistically, Pac, how could he not be? That performance was phenomenal.
Today, like, you could break down a lot of stuff, but he was just shooting incredibly straight today. Like, he won every single gunfight. We saw a fight where he picked Major Maniac off a heady from deep with the Maddox. Those are not easy shots. He was just on point today. It's the hat.
It's got to be the hat, man. I haven't seen him play at least this good in a series the entire Black Ops 4 season, and it just showed, like, he's just getting comfortable. Today, he woke up and just, I got to do it all.
Can we talk about Gridlock and the double ICR duo in
Octane and Slasher with ICR
gunfight?
Wow. Yeah, he was on point. Like, Slasher and Octane are, like, 2 of, the top 5 ARs in the last 4 years, probably 4 years or so.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, easily. And, like, them 2 on Gridlock is just special to see because Slasher was destroying on that map, as well as Octane. Like, he was in his truest form today. Great plays on it.
Well, again, let's bring up now our standings, move things along, see where they lie. Again, Splyce getting a loss yesterday and a loss today, so not ideal for them, but still, you know, everything's up in the air.
If they lose tomorrow, they'll be 1-3 on the week, and they'll have back-to-back poor showings at the league. But they also got second place in the tournament, so it's a weird way. It's weird to judge them because their matches have been close. We know they're a good team, but they're just not closing out here in the league.
And they will be closing out their final match tomorrow, and is against Reciprocity.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's a series you probably lean towards Splyce, you know, going into it tomorrow. Obviously, like, Reciprocity's match today, they were unbelievable. Like, hard points, it was like, I know Denial's not the best team, but they're still taking teams to game fives and doing well on hard points at times. Reciprocity made them look like AMs today. Like, it was 250-40 on game 4. Just great performance. I think Splyce are actually going to have some trouble with them tomorrow.
Yeah, they had to reverse sweep them at Fort Worth to beat them, so.
Yeah.
Reciprocity definitely gives them problems.
That's certainly true. And let's bring up now our pools for London. Again, we've said it a million times, but these cross-division, these 2 weeks will determine the seeding for London. And teams like Splyce, yes, you're coming in second at Fort Worth, but if you're landing lower in your division, that's not really what they want to see. But again, we've seen runs in loser bracket if they end up there anyway.
To me, it's what the other teams don't want to see. You don't want the top teams to have average records because that just makes your pools.
You don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, like Splyce and LG, Luminosity, they're already probably going to just be in these, you know, pools of death. So I'm actually really excited to see how these shake up.
Study.